In the preceding video clip, we introduced, capturing consumer surplus, which is the aim of firms, and in terms of that, on the basis of that, firms will then price discriminate. And we've mentioned what is price discrimination: charging different prices for different consumers for similar goods. Now we get three broad forms of price discrimination, and we will look at each one separately. And we will try to bring practical examples of price discrimination that will relate to what we are saying. Now the first, or the term that you must know, is that under the first one is first degree price discrimination. The term that is important here is when a firm applies first degree price discrimination, it charges customers their reservation prices. Now what is their reservation price? Is a maximum price that the consumer is willing to pay for a good. So under first degree price discrimination, every customer is charged their reservation price, which is the maximum price that the consumer is willing to pay for a good. So that is what first degree price discrimination is, as it is there on the slide. Practice of charging each customer the reservation price. Then you will see what happens is, because the aim of price discrimination is to capture consumer surplus and in the end to get additional profits, to increase your profits. So what profits are we talking about here is the variable profit, which means it is as you produce an additional unit. They talk about incremental. Incremental means additional unit of a product. Then what is the profits that you will generate out of that. And then we ignore fixed costs. So we only talk about variable profits. That means as you produce an additional unit of a good, then what will be the profit that will be generated out of that. And that is important, because you will see if price discrimination is applied, then the variable profit of the firm will increase by capturing consumer surplus. So let's look at the additional profit from perfect first degree price discrimination, and then we will also look at imperfect price discrimination, because perfect price discrimination doesn't happen in reality. So, but we use it as a benchmark to move to imperfect price discrimination. So you can see here in this diagram, just to illustrate it, if every firm or the firm charges each consumer a reservation price, then as it happens, it will then be profitable to expand output from Q asterisk to Q double asterisk, right? So let's start from the beginning. When only a single price is being charged, there's no price discrimination, then it will be where the marginal revenue intersects the marginal cost curve. And we know that that is a profit maximization rule for any firm. So that will then, as you go up from Q asterisk, will be the profit maximization output up till you go to the demand curve, and then horizontally P asterisk will be then the price that will be charged for Q asterisk, only when a single price is being charged. But now the firm is not, because actually then what will only be the variable output is that yellow shaded area. Only P asterisk is being charged. The variable profit will only be that yellow shaded area. Okay, but now the firm is not happy with this profit. It wants to increase the profit, so it now will apply first degree price discrimination by charging every consumer its reservation price. Now if that happens, just coming back to the firm's variable profit is the area between, you can see, between the marginal revenue curve and the marginal cost curve, that yellow shaded area. Now if perfect price discrimination is being applied, then the firm will charge a higher price for certain consumers and a lower price for certain consumers. So actually then what happens? Where the demand curve intersects now the marginal cost curve, that will then indicate the new output that the firm will produce, which is Q asterisk, and that will mean that there will be a maximum price, which is P max, and there will also be a perfect competitor price, which is PC. So some consumers will be willing to pay the reservation price, the higher price, and some consumers will be charged a lower price, which is also their reservation price. Remember, some consumers' reservation price will be higher than other consumers. Now, what is important here, what determines the reservation price, and we will come to now when we looked at imperfect price discrimination. But what is important here is that under perfect first degree price discrimination, by charging the reservation price, the profit of the firm expand to what? To the area between the demand curve and the marginal cost curve. And that is that purple area. So what does it mean is the additional profit from perfect price discrimination is now greater, is now the yellow shaded area plus the purple shaded area. And this is because of perfect price discrimination that has been applied, charging each consumer its reservation price, and then it's profitable for the firm to expand output to Q asterisk. And by expanding that output and charging, every consumer's reservation price, then you will see the additional profit is then that purple shaded area. So this is what we call perfect price discrimination, first degree price discrimination, and it leads to the variable profits increasing. There's additional profits because some of the consumer surplus is now being captured by the firm by charging the reservation prices for consumers. Thank you.